down the wicket at the bowler. Now let's have a look at that. Okay, so remember that. Look at it, he's just sitting down. Okay, we've got him sitting down here a little bit. He's comfortable, he's able to move forward and to move back easily because his feet are comfortably apart. Let's see him move forward. Jackie, good, well done, and a nice big step back. Well done, good. And that's from a comfortable stance. Okay, we've seen the youngsters demonstrate the orthodox stance, and now I'm going to ask Gary Kirsten what he gets or what he wants to get from his stance.
Yeah, Bob, the most important thing is that I'm balanced in my feet, and I like to stand with my feet a little bit further apart. It's also very important to be relaxed in the upper body, and I like to be a little bit more tense in my feet so I'm ready to move when the ball's bowled.
Okay, so that's interesting, guys. What we've seen here is a pretty orthodox stance. We asked Gary to get down. All right, his shoulders in line. Remember, he likes to open his stance out to the bowler. His shoulders in line, his knees, his feet are all in line there. He's got a relaxed upper body, which is important, especially when you play against someone like Devon Malcolm, who bounces the ball at you, and he's ready to go forward and back. So that's the perfect stance. Now that we see Gary in the stance, it's important to remember that we've got to develop a rhythm with the bowler running in. And as the bowler runs in, we have to make sure Gary is tapping his bat here, making sure that he's ready to bat. Okay, and just before the bowler gets into delivery stride, Gary will pick his bat up. And this is probably the most important thing to remember as a cricketer. You must get your bat up early before the bowler bowls the ball. Okay, let's have a look at the highlights of his pickup. Number one, the shoulder, the front shoulder is pointing at the ball. His elbow's coming down the wicket and his hands are coming back over the stumps. It is much better to pick the bat up straight than over gully or crooked in that fashion. I'd rather pick the ball up straight. See the figure 9 he's made here with the bat and his arms. And Gary is now perfectly ready to deal with any delivery that he's about to receive. Rhythm isn't confined just to the hands. You also need rhythm with your feet. And against some of the quickest bowlers in the world, sometimes just being still when the ball is released doesn't get you into the right position. And Gary will tell us, Gary, what methods do you use to play against someone like Waqar Younis or Devon Malcolm or Wasim Akram?
Yeah, I find it's very important that you do get moving before the ball's bowled, and I like to go with my back foot across and then my front foot forward.
Okay, you see, now what Gary's done, he's got into a position, he's covered his off stump, and now he's going to play from this particular position. And that's helped him to get ready as the ball's delivered in order to hit it. But what is important when the ball is delivered, Gary? Do you think your head should be still?
Yeah, it's obviously vital that once you get into that position of moving back and forward, that the moment he delivers the ball, your head's standing still so that you're able to judge length.
That's very important to remember. So when you make these rhythm movements, don't make them when the ball is being released, rather make them just before the ball is released. Right, we've seen Gary demonstrate the shot. Now let's break down the forward defensive item by item. Number one, Gary picks his bat up, back over the stumps there. Okay. The second thing, he steps forward, makes a nice stride by pushing off his back foot. Notice he's on his toe there, but he keeps sideways on. He doesn't turn square on, keeps sideways on. Brings the bat down absolutely straight now. Make sure the bat goes past the back pad so the ball can't get through. Joins the front pad there, hands high, over the top of the ball, bat and pad resting together. His bottom hand is released here so that he's got a split grip and his top hand is dominant. Right elbow high over the ball, head looking down over the top at the ball, which should be bouncing onto his bat there in that fashion. Gary makes a good stride forward with his front foot. Notice the heel of his back foot is raised, allowing his weight to get forward. Very important, notice also the split grip of the bottom hand. The bat and pad are together, preventing the ball from getting through. The body is balanced with the front hip over the front foot. Right, let's break down the glide off the front foot. This again, the ball's coming in at you, in-swing bowler, and you want to get the ball on the leg side, just behind square, maybe a little bit finer. You can use it to spin bowling as well to the off-spinner. Okay, let's have a look at that. All right, first of all, you're going to go forward, as you would the forward defensive, and and the ball comes in, you've got to get the bat in front of the pad. Let's get the bat in front of the pad, nice and straight, so you're going to make contact. Then again, rotate the wrist down and keep the ball down so that you can get your single. Again there. All right, that's important. Try not to get the back foot out, because if you miss it, you might get stumped. Okay, so remember, get the bat forward, rotate the wrist, rotate it down, and keep the bat on line. Don't play across it. It's a big mistake. That's when you get the top edge and you get caught and bowled. Keep that bat down, rotate the bat, and the ball will roll away for your bread and butter single. Glancing or gliding is a deft skill, but it is very useful to keep the scoreboard ticking over. It's worth remembering when defending your wicket as you play forward that you're only defending 9 inches by 27 inches. But when you're actually playing back and defending off the back foot, you are actually protecting your body. So it's important to remember that when you play the backward defensive. Let's see Gary doing it, and let's break down the shot item by item again. Okay, Gary, pick your bat up. Okay, now Gary's going to get in line with the ball, so he goes back and across the off stump. He slides his other foot back on his toe. He then makes sure that his bat comes down straight and in front of the body, at the same time turning his shoulders square on so that he can cope with any difference in height of the ball or the ball about to hit his body. If he was sideways on here and came in here and the ball got high, he would end up being hit in here because his bat is stuck against his body. So he must turn slightly in order to play. If he wants to hit the ball off the back foot powerfully, he can stay sideways on. But defensively, it's important for him to stay square on and to play the ball down. And in that situation, again, look at the hands. The bottom hand is released. It's soft. So when the ball hits it, it just drops down like that. Okay, that's a good backward defensive from Gary Kirsten. The backward defensive is employed to deal with the ball aimed at your body. Make sure that you get the bat in front of your body and don't fish at wide deliveries. Okay, let's break down the leg glance off the back foot. Let's have a look at this. The ball obviously is short. We're on the back foot to play backward defensively, and the ball is going to cut back and will hit us probably in stomach or lower groin region, and we've got to be able to cope with that. How often do you see a young guy jumping away to the leg side just because it's going to hurt him? Okay, let's start and watch it. Okay, we go back, and as though we're going to play the backward defensive, see the ball nip back, and it's an instinctive shot, and you want to tuck the ball down on the leg side. So what you have to do is to get your left side out of the way, okay? So watch that. I take the left side out of the way. At the same time, bring my bat down into the backward defensive position, and as I do, just rotate the wrists. It's very important to rotate the top hand here. Bottom hand is only holding the bat with 2 fingers, the thumb and the forefinger, and you're just rotating down. You're not playing across the line, you're rotating down. That's very important. To rotate down. Don't play across the line. Down and get the ball away. The back foot glance is a skill which, when perfected, will prevent players from backing away to the leg side. One of the major problems that a coach will have is to try to simulate the shot and actually having to do it on different types of surfaces, either a concrete surface or as we have here, a turf surface. And we've got the choice of using a cricket ball or a tennis ball on this particular surface. And let's see how the ball bounces. Leon's going to play the backward defensive shot, and we're going to try and simulate the shot. Okay, Leon, pick your bat up and play back, and you'll see how that ball died. So that's the problem you're going to have. So I think, well, I'll try a tennis ball, the same thing. So I throw the same spot, pick your bat up, Leon, and I throw it at the same power, and it goes over his head. So that's a major problem we got as a coach, that the ball is actually too high or too low. So how do we change that, and how do we cope with that? Quite simply, I come forward to roughly the spot where the ball is going to pitch in order to play the backward defensive. So I get down on one knee, and I start the ball from the position it's going to bounce from. Okay, make sure you always tell the batsman to pick the bat up first. Pick the bat up, and I'll play Leon. All right, now I'm simulating the bounce with a cricket ball. Okay, pick your bat up. And he's being able to play the backward defensive properly.